game back from that long injury, he had 22, his best game by far in his return. Jalen Brunson did all he could to keep the Knicks in it, but it wasn't nearly enough. He didn't get enough support from the other guys. They didn't shoot the ball enough. Jalen Brunson had 32 points on 13 of 22 shooting on 4 of 7 from the three-point line. But anytime Jose Alvarado takes the second most shots of anybody, third most shots behind Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges, you're probably going to have a problem. He took more shots than OG. He took more shots than Cat, more shots than Josh Hart. I don't think that's the recipe for success there. Joe, watching this game, what is it about the Thunder that when they get in clutch situations, they put the ball in Shai's hand? He's going to get to his spot. One or two things going to happen. He's going to get to his spot, rise up and make it. He's going to get to the paint and lay it up off the glass, or you're going to foul him. And he does this, and he goes on these bursts by himself. He got a foul shot. He went to the foul and made one, missed one. And then he got all the way to the paint. He laid it up, and then he hit a three. And that basically ended it right there.
Red Bull.
Uncle Ocho, you can't stop Shai from getting to his spots, man. Listen, the one thing I noticed when watching these dudes play OKC, they got a bunch of dogs over there, but they know Shai the lead dog, okay?
Yes.
And when it comes down to the clutch situations, under 5 minutes, tight game, nip and tuck, man, you know what that man gonna do. He's gonna deliver. Like you said, he either gonna score the ball, or he gonna make the right play, get an assist, or he gonna get a foul. Yep. And when you talk about your top player on your team, that's what you want, bro. I know a lot of people get on the Shai because they talking about he foul bait and all that. Mm-hmm. Man, the boy good. You can't stop him from getting where he wants to on the court. And then he just got so many guys around him, Uncle Ocho, that play great and star in their roles. Guys coming off the bench, like it just seems like a great atmosphere, and they compete at the highest level. Like I say, they wear you down. They pick you up full court. Wear you down. Brunson played, a pretty good game. But like you say, them other guys taking 9 shots. And, hey, man, you're going to have to force the issue a little bit against these dudes. If you want to beat them, you know what I mean? You talking about getting to the finals, coming out the East, and trying to compete for a title, you got to go through OKC, bro. Mm-hmm. Got to.
You look at the foul discrepancy.
Yeah.
OKC had 38 attempts, Joe. The Knicks had 17.
Yeah.
You're not beating them. You lose plus 21 at the foul line. Unless you make a boatload of threes. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you keep pace with that. But they put a lot of pressure on you. They try to attack the basket. They make you guard without fouling because they're going to call it. They've done a great job of creating, even if they don't get fouled, they create the illusion that they are getting fouled.
Yeah.
And for the most part, they get the calls. And all superstars have had this stretch where they have 2, 3, 4 years where they just seemingly get every call. We saw that with Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
We saw that with James Harden. We saw that with Cole. We saw that with LeBron. I mean, LeBron really never – I don't know if he ever shot this many free throws, but he would get calls. I think the big guys have a harder time creating fouls because they're like, bro, you two – like Shaq. Shaq probably should have been shooting 20 free throws a game.
Yeah.
But because he's so big, that's like, bro, but that's not what James Naismith written in the bylaws. Well, if you big, you don't get the calls.
Right.
But Shai has done a great job, and I'm just shocked. Because if somebody would have told me watching him in college, if somebody would have told me that he was going to be this, ain't no way in hell I'd have believed it.
Right.
No way.
Nobody else seen that neither, because if that's the case here, he probably
been number one overall.
Number one pick.
You're right.
Hey,
what you got, Ocho?
Hey, I'm going to say, coming out the East, right? As much pressure as the Thunder put on you as far as going through the free throw line. You have players like Shai, they complain, Joe, about him foul baiting and him being able to manipulate the game and create those fouls, getting to a spot. Yeah. I mean, obviously the Knicks players have to understand that, and they have to just do the same thing. Players have to take it upon themselves sometimes to be just as aggressive as he does.
That's not their game, though. That's only guy that puts pressure on you like that is Jalen Brunson. The other guys are not guys that put pressure on the basket. Cat is 7 foot tall, but Cat really want to stay outside and shoot threes.
Right, but that's the whole point. Somebody's going to have to adjust their game based on the people that they're playing. It's like if you play DB, you playing certain receivers, you got to change the way you play the game based on the person you playing that specific day.
But let me ask you a question. if you a DB and you play in a certain receiver and you a press corner, how you looking when you play off? If you are off corner and you try to press, how you looking?
Right.
At the end of the day, I understand that we want to do this, but I gotta do what I'm good at. And right now, that's not what they're good at. Cat likes to play outside. Right. That's what he is. He's a 7-foot guy, and he has that Dirk Nowitzki mentality. Dirk would post. I think Dirk posts more than Cat does. Joe.
He probably do. But you look at Cat though today with 18 boards. It's just for me. I feel like he don't even know the mismatch that he is if he catch it on the block or right there at the mid post, and just give your man 2 bumps and a jump hook or a pump fake. Like I just like there's so much more that the Knicks can get out of Cat. And obviously, they're going to need to get it out of him if they want to, advance in the postseason because, man, people going to wear Brunson down, bro.
Yes.
They're going to wear him down. You need, in the postseason, y'all know the game slows down. Yep. We need to be able to throw it down there to Cat. He either can get us a bucket or a foul. Plain and simple.
Easy points, huh, Joe?
Yeah, you got to have that, man. You got to have a difference. I mean, if you got a difference maker on your team in the post, why not exploit it and use it to your advantage? I seen a lot of times, man, OKC had them little bitty dudes guarding them. I'm like, hold on.
and where was he at?
Man, I know he out there stringing along the 3, but it was a couple times he caught it in the post and he made some strong moves.
Yes.
I'm like, why not do that almost every trip down court? If they're going to try to W with these little bitty dudes, man, please, I'm punishing them.
Yeah, I've always felt the Cat let him off the hook. He let teams off the hook. Ain't no way you should be that big, that skilled, 7 foot tall. And I just because you can shoot threes, and he shoots a pretty good % from the 3.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean let that be an extension. I can do this. Okay. Y'all don't see, hey, I'm posting. I'm playing with my back to the basket. I'm gonna get to my spot. I'm gonna get some easy. But just know I got this 3 ball in my bag.
Yeah.
It's almost like I want to shoot the 3. Oh man, it ain't fall. Well, let me go down here now. Bro, you done got out of a rhythm. Get to a rhythm first.
Yeah,
and you watch him, like you say, Joe. He can give 2 or 3 bumps. He can up and under. He can throw the jump hook, or shoot the turnaround, the fadeaway.
Yeah,
but he's just so in love, and I think he's created this thing in his head that I want to be the best shooting big man of all time. But bro, they don't get no trophies for that, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah, I want to see. I want to see more of a 2-man game with Cat and Brunson.
Yes.
And Cat not always popping to the 3. Man,
yes.
Pick sometimes short roll. Set that pick sometime, roll all the way to the basket.
Yes.
So you got to mix up your looks, bro. You can't keep giving me a steady diet and ain't thinking I'm going to pick up on it. I'm going to pick up on it. You know what I mean? Right. That's why we're going to be able to switch these little bitty dudes out on you when you set a pick and roll because we know you ain't going to be demonstrative down there in the post and demand.
Punish.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, if I'm Cat.
Punish him.
If I'm Cat, okay, Ocho, I'm running down court. I'm sitting in the paint, big, wide. Look, I'm going to get a 3-second call if Brunson don't throw it to me. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to get 3 seconds in the key. I'm going to let y'all know I'm here, man. I just feel like he's so talented. He can do that. And then once you kind of catch a little rhythm in the post, make a few easy ones, all right, then you pick and pop him with the 3. Pump fake, get to the basket. I just feel like he has all those tools. And in order for the Knicks to be successful, man, we already know what kind of year this got to be for them. They got to at least make it to the finals.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They can, but I don't see them beat. Me personally, I don't see them beating Boston or Detroit. And I think sometimes an asset of yours can be a curse. I think his ability to shoot the ball is a curse to him because he don't rely on his height and his size to go down low because he'll let that 3 ball bail him out. And like you said, he's looking to pick and pop to the 3. Look and pick the pop for a 12-footer. Look and roll to the basket.
Yeah.
Put pressure on him. Man, I wish the thing I love about Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq, I wish you would put a little guy on Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq going to the front of the rim, and he's going to bring the house down if you got a little guy on him. He might get a charge. But guess what? He's not going to let you dictate to him, I got to throw a 14-foot jump hook.
Yeah.
Obviously, Shaq doesn't have the shooting skills of Cat. But I'm saying, Shaq was big. He understood he was big. He understood that his size was his advantage. So if his size, Cat's size can be his advantage, but he allowed it to be a disadvantage because he got them shooting threes. Damn them threes.
But hold on,
get-
Uncle and Joe.
What's
This
up?
the same. This the same conversation we have every time toward the postseason about the Knicks, about Cat. Obviously, having the tools is one thing to have the tools in your bag and not use them. Last year, you were saying the same thing about him running to the goddamn 3-point line, not being aggressive, not using everything he has in the toolbox to not only help himself but help his team as well. Take some of that goddamn pressure off Brunson. What happens if the other three players aren't playing well? We got to be able to lean on you when it comes to playing the better teams in the league, like your OKCs, like your Pistons. I mean, whoever else coming out the goddamn East.
Yeah.
Boston.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sure if we always have this conversation for the Knicks every time when it gets close to the postseason, and he's still not doing it, then it's just not in him.
Yeah,
We have this conversation about him, not just the postseason. We have this conversation about him all the time. That's the only. That's really the knock that we have for Cat.
Yeah. I just think, scoring 100 points these days, that's very low, fellas. You know what I mean? And with OG and Bridges, they definitely have to pick it up. One of them have to play probably above their head. Mm-hmm. I like the additions that they made with Alvarado and Clarkson. They give them great scoring punch off the bench. So I think they can score the ball. They just have to be willing to do the small things. Whether it's Cat, I seen how he was getting double teamed tonight, making the right play. But sometimes, man, you're going to kind of have to force the issue. You know what I mean? You're going to have to be aggressive. You're going to have to assert yourself. So that way you can put your stamp on the game and they know you out here. You know what I mean? We game planning for Cat. We don't want to get him going. Man, you punish some of them dudes down there in that post and then get that midi and that three going. I promise you, bro, the Knicks they'll probably look a lot better, more competitive, especially going into the especially going into the playoffs. So in order for them to have success, man, he gonna have to be a new player, bro.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, if he ain't done it by now, he ain't gonna do it. He making himself one-dimensional. It's easy when you're one-dimensional and do the same thing every goddamn time and don't take advantage of your size.
He gonna have to, Ocho. He got to be a post presence, bro. They gonna need that. I promise you.
Anybody other than Wemby that guards Cat, he should view it as disrespect.
Man,
that's how skilled he is.
Yeah,
those big Joe. You remember back in the day, Shaq was looking at it. Boy, if you don't give me Elijah Wan, if you don't give me David Robinson, if you don't give me one of these elite big mans,